Hey guys, it's Pyker here, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. We're going to be doing a Let's Play series here, and we're going to do a bunch of fun missions. This is my first Let's Play of this game. I've had Kerbal Space Program for maybe a month now. I stopped playing it for a little while, and I just kind of like got and started playing a bunch of different games. But I figured I'd pick this game back up and start doing a Let's Play on it because there's a lot of stuff to do in this game now. So we're gonna have some fun and do some space missions. Yay! Um, so first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to create a comm satellite. Um, I built a couple, and they're your basic comm satellites. Solar panels and communication antennae, and a little bit of a satellite dish on it and whatnot. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the vehicle assembly building, or the VAB, and we're gonna assemble a comm satellite. So I'm gonna I want to do a Let's Play series with this game because I was looking at the solar system on it and it's gotten a lot bigger. So um, I definitely want to do a bunch of cool space missions with this game. So I figured why not create the Let's Play and watch people and have people watch me fail miserably at getting to different planets, because I do that a lot in this game that I've noticed. I've gotten okay, like into the game, but I kind of wanted to get a little bit further than I have before. But all right, so anyways, we're gonna build a comm satellite, and this is the brains of the whole operation right here. So we're gonna go ahead and start building it from here. So we're gonna put some solar panels on her. So we have panels, or yeah, panels. So we have power to make sure that the satellite doesn't go dead in space, because that would be a bad thing. So we're gonna also we're gonna put two of these comm antennae on here, and we're gonna put the dish on the top, the communitron something or other. I don't really remember what it's called. I can never seem to get this thing to line up. That looks alright. We're gonna put a thermometer on here, and we're gonna put an accelerometer on here as well. Though I don't know if it'll actually work in the vacuum of space, but I guess we'll find out. So this is gonna be the basis of our satellite right here. We got 4 solar panels to keep us powered, and speaking of power, we need a battery pack. Let's see. I want to use something that's in line. Ooh, there we go. Nice size little battery pack right there, and then we're gonna get a RCS fuel tank, hopefully in line as well. Let's see. Oh, that one's too big. What about that guy? Yep, there we go. And we're gonna put 4 RCS thrusters on here as well to situate this satellite in a manner that it's useful to us. So yeah. And then, so anyways, we're gonna be doing a couple missions, probably more than a couple, but I'm gonna get a communication satellite up. I want to get a satellite out to the moon, preferably. I want to get a Kerbal into orbit around Kerbin, and then I want to get a Kerbal into orbit around the moon and back, and then I want to do a moon landing, and then maybe a space station, and then maybe a moon base, and then maybe get a satellite out to Minmus, and so on and so forth. It's gonna be interesting, to say the least, because I haven't played this game in a minute, so I'm basically relearning all of this stuff again. So we're gonna go ahead and put a decoupler right there, and we need where is it at? Is it this one? Yes, it is that one. A adapter for a rocket booster. So we're gonna make this a 3-stage satellite rocket. We're gonna have 4 solid rocket boosters, 2 main thruster engines, and another thruster engine that detaches after we get out of the atmosphere of Kerbin rather. That we're going to use to get us into the orbit that we want to be in. And hopefully, what I really want to do is get this thing in between Kerbin and the moon. I want to try to get it halfway in between, so that realistically it would actually serve some kind of purpose for moon travel, so that we could communicate with our astronauts and so have you. I guess I've noticed that I did this mission once before, and I noticed I didn't have enough fuel. Really, I didn't really have too much fuel to get me out of or I don't need that. That's not what I wanted. To get me into orbit, without using my main thrusters to get me into the regular orbit that I want to be in. So we're going to add a little bit more fuel to the main thrusters that are going to get us out of the atmosphere. So we're going to make this, what we're going to do, we need a decoupler. Where is that it? Yes, it is. There we go. Got a decoupler, and we are going to actually do a tri-stack coupler, because before, you know what I forgot? SAS module. And your SAS is extremely important, especially if you're not planning on manually controlling your rocket the entire time. What I did before was I did a bi-coupler, and I seem to have run out of fuel a lot quicker than if I were to use a tri-coupler. So we're going to try a tri-coupler, and hopefully that'll give us enough fuel to get out of the atmosphere and into orbit before I have to use this main engine right here. So we're going to put 3 of those there and 3 more there, and you know what, we're probably going to actually put a half tank on the bottom here too. Woo, woo, woo. There we go. Sometimes I've noticed with this editor is that you have to kind of like click around to make everything work right. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but what are you going to do, Oh well. Also, the other thing that I remember that I've learned from playing this game earlier or before is that the best thing you can do for your rockets is to strut a lot of stuff. Whenever we'll do 3. Whenever you have whenever you have stages that are bigger than the next stage, it's a lot easier and a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? A lot more. It's a lot wobblier if you don't put struts on it. So it just makes your life a lot easier if you just strut some stuff that looks like it might bend or tweak or whatever in the atmosphere. So I like to strut a lot of things, and I'm adding these winglets to kind of help us do things, and by things I mean steer easier or steer. Whoa, I'm in action groups. I don't want to do that. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So we're gonna strut this whole thing together just to make sure that it won't blow apart in the atmosphere. Sometimes the struts work the whole way around, sometimes they don't. So future reference, check if you're doing multiple struts in one. Check and make sure that they're all working, because I've noticed that sometimes they don't work in the same place twice. I don't know why that is, but I just have found that out the hard way with things exploding, and that's just no fun. So anyways, this is going to be our main rocket. I'm going to probably actually add 3 more winglets on the side of this tri-stack, mainly because I would feel better personally, I guess would be the right terminology. And then we're going to add some solid rocket boosters just to get us off the ground so we don't burn or use the majority of our fuel trying to get this rocket off the ground. It should easily get into orbit because this thing is so light. But I've played with a PlayStation. Yeah, PlayStation. I've had a PlayStation, if that matters to anybody. I'm sure it doesn't. Anyways, I've played with a space station before, and the main problem you run into whenever you start getting into space stations and longer trips and whatnot is that there's so much weight going into the ship to get it to go very far, because you need so much fuel. But the problem is that you then have to have the amount of thrust to get your rocket off of the ground with that much fuel to get you to where you need to go. It's just like you're fighting against yourself the whole time. So that's probably why I like this game so much, is because it's not just like a walk through the park to try to get stuff into orbit. it actually takes quite a long. I mean, it took me a while to even get anything to land on the moon. I couldn't build a lander that was successful and light enough to get off the ground, and then have enough fuel to get to the moon, and then have enough fuel to get back. So we're gonna play around with that a bunch in these in this Let's Play series. So what we need to do now is get some, where are they at? Our stability launch enhancers, so we can hold the rocket on the launch pad so it doesn't fall to the ground and explode, because that is bad, in case anybody was wondering. So now we're going to check our staging. We want the solid rocket boosters to fire first, which they are doing to do that. And those are our decouplers. And as soon as we decouple, we want those parachutes to go off, because I want to save as much stuff as I can, mainly because I have a feeling that when this full game is released, it's going to be like, you're going to have a budget and you're going to have to save certain parts of ships to launch another ship, and it's just going to be, I think this game is going to end up turning out to be pretty freaking awesome. So we're going to move this down here. So as soon as we lose the rocket boosters, we'll decouple, launch their parachutes, and then fire our tri-coupler stack that will hopefully get us all the way into orbit. As soon as we run out of fuel with that, we're going to decouple that and use this main engine right here to get us to where we need to be. And then we're going to decouple that and use the RCS fuel and RCS thrusters to get us into the orbit, the exact orbit that we want. So we're going to go ahead, hold on a second. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to name this spacecraft. Let's call her the ComSat because it sounds fancy. We'll call it V1, version 1. V1. Mission flag. I need to import something for this, but we're just going to use the capsule because I like the capsule one. I think it's simple, gets everything, you know. Whoa, that's a glitch. If anybody else can see that. Mission flag, and it followed my mouse around. Anyways, so we're gonna save this guy, and then everything looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and launch it. I will see you on the launch pad. There we go. All right, she's all loaded up. It's nighttime, which is fitting, I suppose. Where's the moon? Let's see if we can see the moon. It's a nice galaxy, though. I like that. Oh, I can't see the moon? Where the hell is the moon? If it's directly overhead, I'm going to be sad. Huh. Alright, well, we can't see the moon. Oh, dang. Well, it's not like we won't see it later, because we'll be into space, and we'll be probably getting into an orbit that's pretty close, well, not pretty close to the moon, probably about 5 million meters away from the moon, but we should be able to see it. So we're going to go ahead and make sure everything's copacetic. We're going to turn on our SAS, which is our computer systems that will help us fly straight into the night. And we're going to go ahead and launch this puppy in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition, and we have a launch. And good God, those rocket boosters, it seems like they took for a while to get this thing off the ground. Probably because we have a bunch of extra fuel. So we're going to go ahead and let this puppy cruise into the atmosphere and probably around 10,000 to 12,000 meters above Kerbin. We're going to go ahead and do a tilt about 10 degrees to the east or to the right, as you might want to. If you're following, you know, how I'm doing this, we're going to tilt to the right about 10 degrees. And we're going to try to stay on the 90-degree mark on this dial right here, so we can stay in a nice level orbit with Kerbin and the moon, because we want to be right in between those two. Whoa, lost our solid rocket boosters, and fire our main thrusters. Hopefully we didn't slow down too much. No. All right, we're gaining altitude again. So, anyways, we're going to do quite a bit of, well, not quite a bit, but we're going to do a pretty, I would say a pretty long. That's pretty cool looking. The mountain range right there, the galaxy behind it. Huh. I like that. Let's see. I don't remember what screenshot is, but I like that view. It looks kind of cool. I like it a lot, actually. Let's see, F3. Nope, it's not F3. It's not F5. F4? Maybe? I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. So, anyways, we're waiting. Wow, we're not. I mean, we're climbing, but we're not climbing that fast. So let's maybe give her a little more thrust here. Hopefully get us into orbit before we run out of fuel, because I ran into that problem earlier. But 10 to 12,000 meters is right. If you see these light blue lines, this is the thickness of the atmosphere. And right now, obviously, we're in the thickest part, I want to say, maybe? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and do our tilt right now. About 10 degrees. Right about there. Whoa, tilting too much. I don't like that. You can stop tilting that far. Ooh, we're getting offline here. Alright, SAS, do your damn job. Come on now. There we go. We're going to go into map view, give ourselves a little idea of what's going on here. I don't know why the sound does that sometimes. Sounds like in my headphones, it sounds like the rocket's starting on the left ear and then slowly flying past, well, not slowly, but flying past my head, like into my right ear. I don't know why it does that. Whatever. So we're going to try to get our apoapsis up and out of 60,000 meters, because that's roughly about where the atmosphere ends for Kerbin. So we're going to go ahead and see where we're at with fuel. Tip prograde a little bit more here, just to kind of get the rocket moving in the right direction here. Alright, so our apoapsis is about 100K. We're going to go ahead and lower these engines pretty far. And what we're going to do is, granted, I don't think they'll do much right now, but we're going to go ahead and extend some of these solar panels. They should be fine because we're out of the thickness of the atmosphere. Actually, we're out of the atmosphere completely, so absolutely no drag on it whatsoever. So we should be perfectly fine. And right now the sun's starting to hit us, which is a good thing because we need that solar energy to keep this satellite alive. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the engines completely, let the solar panels do their job, and we're going to wait until we get to our apoapsis to burn again. So we're going to, let's see here, we're going to want to face completely almost horizontal, say about 5 degrees off of completely horizontal with the trajectory that we're flying in right now. We're going to want to, ooh, that's a little too far. Come on, work with me here. Work with me, work it. There we go. Wait, stay right there. All right, you can chill out now. All right, so we're gonna wait till we get to our apoapsis, which we're probably gonna wait to about roughly here. We'll speed it up a little bit so we don't keep you in suspense, and hopefully we'll be able to do a burn long enough to get us into a decent orbit around Kerbin. And then probably by that time we'll be out of our tricoupler fuel and we'll need to use our main stage, well not main stage, but our adjustment stage to get us into a far orbit of which we want. Alright, so we're about in position, so we're going to go ahead and start our burn. We're going to watch this little half circle turn into a full circle, hopefully. But the reason I stay about 10 degrees above completely horizontal, so that way if you're on your apoapsis or you're slightly even just past it just a little bit, is that you'll still kind of gain upward momentum as you gain more distance for the orbit. I've noticed that if you go completely horizontal, you'll sometimes end up tipping down and you'll end up flying right back into the atmosphere and exploding because yay. And that's no fun for anybody. So what we're going to do is hopefully have enough fuel to get us into... no, we're not going to have enough fuel. So we're going to actually have to use this stage. There we go. Bye-bye, mainsail. You were helpful. Alright, so we're going to use that stage to get us into a circular orbit, hopefully. Let's get it out of the atmosphere first. Alright, we're going to cut the engine. And now comes the fun adjusting part. So now we gotta wait until we get to our apoapsis again, which is 216,000 meters out of the, or away from Kerbin. And we're going to go ahead and fast forward time as fast as it'll let us go, because I don't want this. I don't want you guys to just be like, okay, this is very time consuming / not fun to watch at all. Yay. So we're gonna go ahead and now we're gonna face prograde. We're gonna face prograde, and we're gonna try to extend that apoapsis out to about 5,500,000 meters, because that is roughly the center of from where the moon is, because the moon is, I believe the moon is at 11 million away. Yeah, it's 11,400,000. So we're gonna try to do 5,500,000 just to kind of give us a midway, you know, right in between Kerbin and right in between the moon. And that's actually coming up pretty quick, which is nice. So we're gonna watch this apoapsis as soon as it starts. Ooh, kind of overshot that. We're about 6 million right now, so we're gonna actually go retrograde and shorten that just a tiny bit. And oh, cut it a little too soon. 5,493,000. That's close enough. Until we get the other end on that same fun stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward time here, and a little bit of a lag spike. I've done that once before and end up having to do a complete another orbit before I can burn again to get the orbit just right. So we're gonna go ahead and get to, let's go 100. This is once you get to your apoapsis, that's the like slowest point of, you know, where how fast you're going. Like your velocity slows down so much compared to, you know, whenever you're starting to come down. It's kind of like throwing a ball up in the air. You slow down at the apoapsis, which is the highest point, and then you start gaining speed again as you start to come down. So this is the long part, unfortunately. But we're gonna go ahead and right about there, and we're gonna go prograde, which that is right there. This guy, this little symbol right here, I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but looks like a plane, like a green little plane, is prograde, and that's the direction you're currently heading, which is a good thing whenever you want to extend your apoapsis or periapsis. So we're going to go ahead and start our burn for the other end of this. Nice slow burn. We're going to go ahead and wait. 3, 4, cut the engines right there. 5, 2, what's this guy at now? 5, 5, 5, 2, 5, 5, 5, 2, yeah, that's right. 5, 5, 5, 2, so alright, so what we're going to do now, actually, is we are going to, actually we had almost half a fuel, we can lose that whole fuel tank, you put a half fuel tank on there. Good to know. So we can actually probably get out a lot further with another satellite with that same one. So what we're going to do is we might actually just make a little bit of adjustment to it and use it to get a satellite maybe around the orbit of the sun, maybe. You know, I think that'd be pretty cool. But for right now, we're going to do the satellite that we're on because that's what we're doing. So anyways, no questions. It's fine. So anyways, that's actually pretty cool looking. There's the moon. Wait, that's not the moon. Is that the moon? That's gotta be the moon. Behind me. Yep. Alright. I mean, usually you point at it, and it'll show you what it is, but alright, what are our resources? Because we're in the dark right now, so we need to we're actually not in a good position right now because we're running out of battery life here. And our solar panels aren't really doing much considering the sun is directly behind the earth right now. So hopefully we put a big enough battery pack on this thing that it'll survive being in the dark side of the planet, because I didn't really think that one through. So maybe, yay, maybe we'll be okay. That'd be very awesome if we were. So what we're gonna actually do now is we are going to use our RCS fuel to adjust everything from here. Because it shouldn't take too much to get everything to where it needs to be. Actually, you know what? We're gonna actually save. We're gonna save that we're gonna fast forward here. We're gonna save the fuel tank that we have right now because I wanna make that get at least close to 55 or 5,500,000. I want to get it close and use some of that fuel so we're not leaving space debris for no reason. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward till we get to our apoapsis again. Slow down here. We're gonna try to get that to 55 before we disconnect our last stage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go prograde again, roughly, get a little burn going, and cut the engines right there at 5. I think it's at 55. It's 5505, and this is at 5553. Okay, so now we're gonna disengage, or we're gonna disconnect that last stage that we were using. So what we're probably going to do, actually, what I was thinking about doing was maybe, I don't know, I kind of want to do it, but I've done it before, but it kind of screws you up sometimes. I was going to turn this engine on and then disconnect and then move the satellite out of the way, but we're also risking breaking our solar panels off. So what we're going to do is we might... I don't know. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll face this thing back towards Kerbin, like so. Basically directly at Kerbin. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and start this engine, turn on our RCS so we can get the hell out of the way. So we're gonna start this engine, disconnect, and then move the satellite out of the way, hopefully saving. You know what? We have enough battery life that I'm gonna actually retract these panels because I really don't want them to break off from this thing flying by. So we're gonna retract these panels, and then we're gonna start this engine up. We're gonna disconnect and then move the satellite out of the way, and then get our satellite all ready to go into the orbit that we want it to be in. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. So we're gonna start our engine, disconnect, and move. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, don't break, don't do that. Oh, that was scary. I don't even know how that thing is not, it shouldn't be doing that, but whatever. Alright, so let's look at our thing here. 55, 65, 54, 59. Alright, so that's acceptable. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, whoa, we can still see our rocket going off over there. So we're going to go ahead and set this satellite up and then get her into a pretty perfect orbit in between the moon and the Kerbin. So we're going to extend our solar panels, we're going to extend our comm antennae, we're going to extend our Communitron 8888, and actually it looks like a satellite now. Isn't that cool? That's actually really cool. That's why I like this game so much. It's so cool that you can do all this stuff. So what temperature are we looking at here? Value null. That's extremely useful to me. What about our accelerometer? Value null. I knew it. Wait. 0.0 or 0.00 G. Let's look at toggle. Negative 40.13. I don't know if that's Celsius or Fahrenheit, whatever. But anyways, that's cool. Whatever. All right, so now we're gonna get this thing into a little bit better of an orbit. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward till we get faster. Oh, ship is throttled up. Let's cut the engine then. So we're gonna go fast forward here and try to get the satellite over to the periapsis, and then we're going to adjust this to 55. And then we'll adjust the other side to 55, and we'll be all done for this satellite, and we'll let her go and do her pretty little orbit around the Kerbin, or around Kerbin. I wanted to say the Earth. I always wanted to call it the Earth. I don't know why. It's not the Earth. It's Kerbin, people. This is the Kerbal Space Program. All right, so we're at our periapsis, and we're going to use our RCS thrusters. So we're gonna face prograde here. Face prograde. And we're going to actually make that shorter. So we need the, what is it, X? I think it's X. Wait, I don't remember. Let's see here. Hold on a second, people. Um, N? Yeah, that's what it is. N and H? Yep, that's what I thought. I was confused for a second. Alright, so we are prograde, and we need to look at the map because I need to figure out. So we need N? Yep, that's the one we want. We'll tap 55 on the dot. Look at that. Alright, now we need the other side, and we're going to adjust this by just a tiny. Whoa, that was fast! And I think I just passed the apoapsis. I did. Isn't that cool? Jeez. This freaking camera, these things are fast. I didn't realize that. I mean, like, I knew they went fast, but jeez, that was really quick. Alright, so we're back at our apoapsis. Sorry, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and face prograde again. Ooh. Prograde, and we're going to go H, 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 55, 560. I'm leaving it like that. I mean, that's pretty freaking close. So now we're going to face our satellite towards Kerbin and make her look all pretty. Ooh, we need to face. Right there. Ooh, right there. Right there. Yeah. So now we got a sweet little satellite in the orbit around Kerbin. Sweet. So, alright, so our next mission is probably going to get a Kerbin into orbit because I think that would be cool and make sure he gets back down to Kerbin in a safe manner. If you guys enjoyed this episode, sweet. I'll be here doing this Let's Play. Please leave comments and like it if you like it, and subscribe because there's gonna be more Let's Plays than just Kerbal Space Program. I have a couple other games that I want to do Let's Plays for that are actually pretty cool. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.